Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the best 15 brawlers for the new game mode Subway Run. So with the new update, there's a bunch of new abilities and the new game mode, which I've actually had a lot of fun on. Even though it's pretty brain rot, it's actually pretty fun. So if you guys want to know the best brawlers, do stick around on this channel because I'll be doing the best meta brawlers for ranked, etc. in future videos. But for now, the update is pretty cool. So let's go through this. So I'm going to be doing top 15. I'm running through from 15 to 11. Some of these brawlers are a little bit hit and miss, so I want to just include them here. So to begin with, we've got Brawl. So Brawl is pretty good in this game mode, mainly because you can get kills pretty easily, and when you get kills, you speed up, and of course you want that speed so you can get from post to post. That's all you want to be doing. You want to be running to post as much as possible. It's complete brain rot, so Brawl is really good for that reason. Confirming kills, you can charge up as well, so he's good for that reason. So before going to the next brawler, I want to also give you guys some tips at the end of the video, so make sure to stick around for that, some unique tips. So at 14, I went with Sam. So Sam, again, is really good because he gets speed boost just from his super. But with Sam, yeah, you can constantly be speeding up so you get to one objective to the other faster, and you build up your hypercharge. But this game mode does entail a lot of kills, and that will allow you to complete the objective a lot faster. So you'll be able to get your hypercharge like crazy because everyone's clumping up. So that'll get you kills. That'll just give you some crazy speed boost, and you'll be able to just fly through the objectives. The next brawler on the list, I went with Cordelius. So Cordelius is very hit and miss. Sometimes he can work out really well because he'll be able to shut down a lot of those assassins, but whilst you're running, it can be a little bit awkward because your super, you don't really get a lot of value out of it in comparison to other brawlers, because if you put someone in Shadow Realm, then you're not able to go to one of the flags, but he will be able to kill a lot of people, especially with the mute gadget as well, hypercharge. So it's just good for that reason, so you can get constant speed boosts. The next brawler on the list, I went with Max. So again, a little bit of an outsider one. I don't recommend you just completely go Max every single time, but Max is actually pretty decent, mainly because again, Max is all about speed, and a lot of brawlers are assassins, etc. So you're actually able to farm a lot of super from these brawlers because you can just simply outrange them. But again, the objective is to just run around the map as fast as possible from point to point, and Max is one of the best brawlers for that. So for that reason, I've got to have Max on this list. And lastly, before we jump into the top 10, I went with Fang. So Fang is again very hit and miss. Sometimes he can be insane because you can confirm a lot of kills with Fang pretty quickly and cycle through his hypercharge pretty good, but there's a few instances where you might just fly off like behind you. You might be just wasting time. A lot of the time in this game mode, you want to be running and you don't want to be wasting time like super into everybody. It's satisfying. Sometimes it can work, but yeah, Fang, he is pretty good, mainly because of his gadget as well. His gadget can actually confirm a lot of kills in this game mode in particular, so that gives you more speed boost. So I'm not saying Fang's bad, but he's not like the absolute best brawler. So now I'm going to be jumping into your top 10. Starting off at number 10, it is Stu. So Stu is really good in this game mode because with Stu, again, there's a lot of Mortis, Edgar, etc. You're just able to farm from them easily, and Stu, if you're just constantly chaining your supers, you're going to be getting to one post to the other really fast, and then you're going to be farming your hypercharge pretty fast, which just allows you to glide really quickly around the map. So he's pretty good on this game mode. Next up at number 9, I went with Artie. Artie is so insanely underrated in this game mode in particular. So the strategy here is that you want to be using, I think it's called Out of Line, the one that gives you a free super. So you want to put that away from where the guard is, so normally at one of the top points or the bottom right one, because the guard doesn't normally hang around there. It's normally bottom left, and then you plop your legs there to begin with, and then you just want to try and get to 2 points. So you go to the bottom right point, you go to the left bottom point, and then you teleport instantly up. So you can get around the map pretty quickly thanks to your teleport. When you pop your super back, of course, you go back to your legs, and that will be where the flag wants to be, if that makes sense. And the good thing about RT as well is because like you might die quite often with this strategy, but you'll be farming a lot of hypercharge. If you think about it, you can leave your legs behind on a flag. Well, if you're just constantly pressing the attack button, you're going to be charging your hypercharge for free, and then your hypercharge just deletes everybody, and you'll get some crazy speed boost. So it's all about the long game of RT. It might take a while to get going, but once you get the hypercharge, etc., you'll be flying around the map like crazy, and then the teleport on top of that, I think he's so underrated here. Moving into the 8th best brawler for this game mode in particular, we have Chuck. So weirdly enough, Chuck is so fun and so cheesy on this game mode. So you do need Chuck's hypercharge. This is how you make it work. So you just use the star power that gives you free supers. You just literally put a super on each post, And with Chuck, you can actually farm your hypercharge pretty quickly. So one quick tip is that you want to just use your super as frequently as possible. You know, if someone is close to like getting onto the flag, you can just quickly super onto them, hit them, kill them, and that will charge up your hypercharge quicker. That will give you a speed boost. So Chuck's actually really good at confirming kills here. And then once you get your hypercharge, you can just fly from point to point like crazy. Just spam your super and you'll be able to make up a lot of lost time for once you get that hypercharge. And another quick tip is make sure to shoot the guard when he's near you, because you can farm your hypercharge for free from this strategy, and that's what this strategy relies on, your hypercharge. So yeah, I think it's very, very cheesy. I've had so much fun with Chuck here. Next up is the 7th best option for this game mode. I went with Clancy. So Clancy, again, like there's a couple of times where I struggled to get my levels, and then he'll probably be like, you finish like bottom. But then there's a few instances where actually it's more, I'll say like 80% of the time with Clancy, I'm just farming super, I'm farming kills, and I'm just getting infinite speed boost. Clancy is by far the highest DPS brawler in the game. So when you're facing off against Edgars, Mortises, BBs, etc., once you get your first super, you are just destroying people. You are completely and utterly destroying people. That gives you speed boost, that gives you hypercharges. Your hypercharge goes for everything. It's just crazy. Just play Clancy yourself. Make sure you're using a dash gadget as well. And if you're using the jetpack power up, I think it is, it actually charges up your super and your tokens. So this will just help you get to that final stage a lot quicker. So yeah, I've had so much fun with Clancy. He's seriously insane here. So at number 6, I went with Mortis. So just because it's a new game mode and people just, you kind of look at it, right, and I thought, okay, maybe Mortis is a bit overrated here, but I just think Mortis is really, really good, because literally the whole objective is you try and ignore as many people as possible. You get from point A to point B and just spam your attack, so you can just safely get to that next objective. And then you've got a gadget that gives you extra reload, which gives you more mobility that can get you to another point. And with Mortis, a really good thing is eventually you're going to build up your super. That's going to allow you to chain through to your hypercharge, and then your hypercharge is going to be really good at confirming kills. And again, the name of the game, if you get kills, you get some crazy speed boost. You can just fly up the map and do a lot. So Mortis is always consistently in the top 5 whenever I'm playing this game mode. I played it for hours, and he's one of the best for sure. So now moving into my top 5. Starting off at number 5, I went with BB. So I think BB is a little bit more consistent than Mortis, mainly because you can just get kills a lot easier with BB, and especially since the rework, you're able to get your speed boost from the star power a lot easier, and you're just going to farm through hypercharges a lot more easier as well. And I just find, even if you're having a terrible game, I think it's still easy with BB just to get a little bit of a comeback going. So I really like her in this game in particular, and like I said, a team wipe machine, really fast around the map, and if you get several kills, you are going to be flying with that star power as well. So I really love BB here. So next up is the 4th best option for this game mode. I went with Griff, and Griff, just like Clancy, you've guessed it, you want to be trying to farm kills, especially from all of your aggressive brawlers. And with Griff, the tip is, if you literally get on top of somebody, you can delete them instantly when you super them. So you can get a free kill like that, free hypercharges. You're just going to be flying around the map like crazy. No one's going to be able to touch you, literally, because everyone's using assassins. So you're going to get these speed boosts, you're going to be flying around, and yeah, it's very, very fun, very satisfying. So Griff is one of my favorite options. So next up is the 3rd best option here for this game mode. We have Melody. So again, an ultra consistent one. It's not always going to get number 1, because you do need to farm super in the right moment, but with Melody, again, like the name of the game is just to get from point A to point B. Well, you have a super that's able to do that better than anyone else, so she's good for that reason. Of course, her hypercharge can allow her to get some kills as well. She's not the most consistent brawler in terms of kills, but she will just be able to easily, consistently get from one point to the other. That's just the name of the game, right? So Melody's just insane here. Always see Melody's win. The 2nd best brawler for this game mode has to be Edgar. So you're going to see a bunch of Edgars, and I thought, come on, Edgar's got to be overrated when I first played it. But after trying it over and over again, Edgar is absolutely busted here. It's just insane. You're able to farm super for free. You're able to get kills so quickly, and because it's a game mode all about speed, Edgar has a bunch of speed, and he's able just to consistently just jump over things. You know, if you're going to get trapped by one of the abilities, you can jump over that, and he's just going to get so many speed boosts, so many hypercharges. It's just complete brain rot, and when it's brain rot involved, of course Edgar is going to be good, but yeah, seriously, try out for yourself. Edgar is insane here. So moving into the best brawler for this game mode, hands down right now, I don't even think it's close, it has to be Shade. So Shade, the reason being is because with Shade's charging circle, of course there's up to 9 enemies on the map, so you're able to cycle through to supers more successfully. The hypercharge is also bugged, so you get your hypercharge with 2 supers now instead of 2.5 supers, so you can be flying through those. You've got a gadget that can help you get super quicker. He's just a speed machine, and he's also got a dash ability as well, which is going to help you get to the point in those clutch situations. I think it's just mainly the hypercharge. The hypercharge is able to 2 shots literally every single meta brawler pretty much in this game mode. So I see Shade's just winning for fun. There's nothing you can do to stop a Shade. He can go in and out of these abilities as well with his super. So yeah, Shade is absolutely insane. So before we wrap up the video, I've got a few tips for you guys. So the number 1 tip for me is to actually shoot the guard. You see the guard around the map, but sometimes it can throw you off. There's a lot of luck involved in terms of trains and the guards, but I've noticed so many times where like the enemies respawning, they have a respawn bubble, so I'm just shooting the guard instead. I'm getting some supercharge, and then I'm able to charge my hypercharge, my super, and I can use that against the enemies, and then I can get kills, etc. So the guard is actually pretty useful for that reason. And finally, for the abilities, and I've got to check for myself right here, the best one is definitely going to be the jetpack one, mainly because it can just help you charge your super from the enemies, especially when you first spawn in, or just when you spawn in at any point. It's really helpful for that reason. I've also found the barrier trap one to be really useful, because if the enemy hasn't got any type of jump mechanic, then you can just trap them in. And I've also faced off against a lot of people just spamming this trap, and it's so annoying. And then the other ones are just okay. I mean, super sneakers is okay, brawler magnet, hoverboard, but just okay. But you definitely need either jetpack or the barrier trap one. So that's going to be it for today's video. Also, I didn't actually mention, just make sure you're not wasting much time fighting. Just try and run as much as possible. Just run to the objective. Sometimes you might want to finish off a kill if someone is really weak, but hardly ever run backwards. Just run forwards the whole time. And yeah, just like Subway Surfers, it's all about speed. So that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. And future videos, I'm going to do a video on like the Brawlers abilities, ranking them, and the meta. So make sure to subscribe for that, and I'll see you guys next time.